Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, folks. Folks, it's your man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. I'm back. Yes, folks, as you know, the old country boy went out of the town for a bit. I went to another place. I went a little further down south, a place called Tampa Bay, Florida. Even though it's south, it's not as south as most places you would say. But as you know, I went to help out a friend, my dear friend, the lovely Mrs. Eunice Martinez Kitchen, and also just to check out the show. But mostly because of my friend. Also, I want to dedicate to my big brother, Mr. Big Keith Williams. Bro, we miss you. I hope you're doing better now. One thing you got to talk. I don't want to bother you too much because I know you're going through something right now and you need your time. But folks, as you know, just last weekend was the Tampa Bay Pro. It's one of the pro qualifiers for the Olympia. One of the biggest shows in Florida. It's run by one Mr. Tim Gardner. I got the pleasure of meeting that gentleman, and it's quite a few others. While I was there, it was just so exciting for me. A small town country boy like myself, meeting some of these legends in sport of bodybuilding, these up and comers, and also I met a certain celebrity that many may not recognize, but if you like me, if you grew up in the 80s and in the good part of the 90s, you know him once you see him. So, folks, I got some guests here with me, and I welcome my guests as always. I have here my man. We used to be rivals, but we were cool now because you know what? I got to talk to his girl, and now I have to worry about him as my girls. We have here my man from Female Body Form. Shout out to my man David Bryant. As we all wear our bad rap hats. I got mine. I got my pull cut roll to the over my eyes like Jay-Z. You know. He got his little hat. As you know, that's for a dear friend, the lovely Miss Eunice Martinez Kitchen. Also, JoJo Floops. They were one of the bad rap group. I was there helping out. It was a great opportunity. They gave me some nice little gift part of this. So, man, welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to see you again, and I'm glad to get to meet you in person. I've been
Yeah,
we've
we
been
get to
in
see
touch
each
for.
other. It's just we see somebody then it's totally different. Like I remember the first time I went to Florida, I went to Orlando. There's a place called South Border down the street. It was like a little trap, go through tours. But then you go to Disney World, you can shit on South Border. It's different when you meet somebody you actually love. So also we have here's a guest. He's a young man I got to meet. He follows my channel, and quite a few people that was there recognized me. We got to give him a minute because I think he's trying to find a place to sit. He's ready. Looks like he's ready. We have here Alex. And please, young man, introduce yourself to the people who may not know you.
Hi everybody. My name is Alex. I'm just an aspiring artist who supports female bodybuilding, and I'm just want to make the most out of it as most as I can.
Well, young man, you are welcome. You are welcome. Yes, we always approve anybody who comes on here who are a fan of women in bodybuilding. The divisions coming from. I know traditionally always been a fan of women's bodybuilding. Physique, I've become a growing fan of it, even understanding the figure, and you also recognizing the other women in other divisions, except for one division I'm not too much fan of. Huh. I'm not nothing against the athletes, but I do, just don't think it's just. But anyway, folks, I got to go to the Tampa Bay Pro, and that Thursday I left Wednesday evening, and it was a long ride because I had to take a train from Dillon, South Carolina, where the Amtrak depot is at. Then 3 or 4 stops, and I spent a layaway at Savannah. As you know, years ago I went to Savannah, my first bodybuilding show back in 2022, and also I missed my ride back. But I was blessed by my dear oldest niece, Marlena McCollum. She served our country. I always say thank you for your service to our service people. She took her old uncle home, so I had a 6-hour layover in Savannah, and riding got picked up, going to Tampa, 5, 6 more stops. Finally got there, got an Uber, got a motel, and I took a nice little nap and I washed myself and hit the door. I went to the event. It was the Masters show. It was for women and men from the ages up from 40 to up to 55 to 60. First lineup, one gentleman I got to see was up there, one Mr. Keith Holmes, who's married to Daphne Holmes. Great guy. Sent his picture later, so he really appreciated it. Got to meet Daphne. Just one lady I've interviewed in the past. She's been a guest on my channel before. Beautiful lady in person. Amazing to meet her. Wendy Grock Wilson, Christina Ware, Natasha Marshall. I mean, a list of some of the ladies that have been on my channel, and some of them who wasn't guests who recognized me it was great to meet them. So we have here is one of my other side dudes. This is my homeboy, my man, KLA the Wanderer.
Hey,
He's
Hello.
here.
Hey.
All right.
K, Alex, Mr. K.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing, man?
Alex was at Tampa, and he was there, hanging out, helping out in the booth, and he was co-boarding with the ladies.
Oh, you guys, come on. I'm
Hey,
not one of those fans. I'm just
hey, boy, hey, listen, son. I wasn't, it's not like that. It's just like the ladies like you, and if they really
Yeah.
like you, that's a
You're
good
nice
thing.
making me blush. Come on,
That's a good thing, son. That's a good thing. Don't be shy about that. Be proud of beat your chest. Be a man. Ha, ha. We're men on here. I don't know about KL, but the rest of us are. But
Alex
but
got some good pictures with the ladies. I like the pictures you got, Alex. There were some really good ones there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recognize some. Yeah, some of the a few of the ladies did recognize me. This was actually my second visit there, and compared to last year, thanks to you guys, I became a little more outgoing. And I'm just taking baby steps. And someday I might reach the same heights as you guys. I'm just want to fit in. That's all. Just be myself.
It's
me,
good
I
to
thought you
see
were a
a
lot more
fresh new
outgoing
face.
this year, Alex. Oh, sorry. I just want to say
No,
Alex was a lot more outgoing, I think, this year. And I like to see that. You seem to enjoy the show. So, no, it's good to see you again, Alex.
It's good to see you too, David.
it's
Thank you.
good to see a fresh new face than the
Yeah, that's
usual
true.
suspect.
Yeah,
It's
because a big brother, Mr. Big Keith Weird, right now he's still recovering after his surgery. Nicole, she has some things she's going on. She says she's watching the live, and then like I said, most times it's hard to get anybody on here because most of them are busy or they're not interested. But here's what I'm gonna say, folks. I'm gonna say this, folks, to you out there, and I appreciate the ladies who do follow me and support my content. I do, but to the others, understand this: I am who I am. Now, if you have some problems with it, cool. I understand. I respect that. But again, this is what I'm going to tell you. I will choose my words wisely by not watering myself down. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. So you know what? For some, I might be too hot. For others, I'm just right. I do this content not just to be to be informative and also to be entertaining. And I want like this. This is the thing about people about the devil. He doesn't take anybody who's not willing and wanting. You got to be willing and wanting to come on here. If you appreciate my content, I appreciate you. But at the same time, if it's just not your cup of tea, that's cool. Just let me know that. Don't waste my time. Don't hold me up. I got things I got to do. This content is about y'all. And y'all, here's the thing is, I'm a quote from one of the old school wrestlers, Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch. I'm tired of dealing with a bunch of yellow-bellied, egg-sucking dogs. If you want to step on here and talk about your story, welcome. But don't string me along. Don't waste people like my man KL, my man David, or even my man Alex's time. We don't have to do this shit for you. But for the ones who do appreciate it and appreciate our work, we appreciate you. So I got that out of the way. So anybody got to say something?
I'm just curious about Balls Deep. Like, what the hell? I haven't seen him when I participated in these roundtables recently. And like, where is Balls Deep?
I think that
He was on my live yesterday.
Yeah, he sometimes spends some time over KL's. I think that time when I had remember Conchetta Washington on here, and her family's going after him. I think he's been. I had to block him one time because he was getting too bad, but he's always welcome guest. You always welcome on here.
I'm just teasing too. He's a little bit goes a little too far sometimes, but I just think his name is funny.
Yeah. I think Balls Deep. So gentlemen, as you know, I was at Tampa. I enjoyed myself. It was a great opportunity to meet some ladies who I follow on social media, who I've done interviews with. There was quite a few. I said again, I checked out the Master Show. That was the first show. I just because the Master Show was just. I got a ticket. We covered everything from prejudging to finals because the Master Show is not as popular. Some competitors, they would exclusively do Masters. Others were doing different. They would do the Masters that night and did the Open the next day. Now, particularly, I'm going to shout out one of the winners at the Master Show, and that is Keisha Oliver. Now, Keisha, amazing. I got to talk to her for a good bit. She got some pretty eyes. I think her eyes are green.
She's pretty. Yeah.
She's with her boyfriend, and we were talking a good bit at the bar. And I think she's supposed to be qualified for this year's Olympia. And I was kind of like, wait a minute. I mean, I thought the qualification was for, because I think the deadline for it ends that August 3rd. But you got to think about it. You got to go all the way to Japan. That's about a 14-hour flight there and back. So,
She didn't win. You mean 40 plus? She didn't win 40 plus though.
She won 40 plus.
No, April Cusimano did.
No, that's in physique. I'm talking about women's bodybuilding.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm getting mixed up. You're right. Okay, yeah. So she would have had short turnaround time. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So and I'm gonna pull up here the picture. I think she's been competing for quite some time. She last competed with New York. I think she was top 5 at that show. But the question is, I think she's like, this might be some pictures after her, because she stayed up till she the women's part of the Tampa, like it was women's bodybuilding physique. I think it was men's 212 and bikini and wellness. That was on Friday, and the rest was men's open, men's classic, bikini, and figure. And she was hanging out for a good bit. I don't know if she's leaving or she already left. But she, like I said, she didn't post a lot, like she said, but she did post this for y'all.
She's a beautiful lady too. I like her. I didn't get a chance to talk to her actually.
I actually got to. I met her and Rachel that morning.
I don't ever really do live, but I figured I'd try to do this before I try to get some sleep. But I won. I'm beyond just excited. So I am on to the Masters Olympia if I so choose to do so. It's been one hell of a ride, and I'm so grateful for it. Long show though, and so I am getting ready to sleep and then do it all over again tomorrow and open. So fingers crossed I can hopefully replicate today and open, but I'm just grateful to be able to compete. And I've met some really just amazing ladies today. And I think we showed up and showed out for the Masters for women's bodybuilding. So thank you to my coach, Maria Lois Lane, Rachel McDaniels. I have no words. So can't wait to see her tomorrow. Thank you I hope you guys watch tomorrow. Cheer us on. But I'm excited to see what frankly what I look like tomorrow. I've never done a show that's back to back like this, so and having to hold. So we'll see. Trust the process though, right? So all right, good night.
Shout out to Keisha. She looked great. She deserves this win. She's been through a lot in her past. Now, she mentioned her coach, and her coach is the real Lois Lane herself. That's Rachel Dance. Actually, I saw Rachel. I was coming into the venue that day. I was walking down the hall, and I said, I saw her. And I said, real Lois Lane. And David, what I was wearing that Friday? I was wearing my Superman shirt. It's Superman, right? We give a little tag each other on the finger, but I know she was busy and running. But I've been a fan of the lovely Miss Oliver. She's been here for quite some time. She was one point, I think, when she with her coach Teresa and Vlasik. I'm trying to remember. Hello.
You're asking about her earlier coach?
Yeah, I think it was.
I'm honestly not sure. I don't know.
Well, I know I used to see some pictures on social media. She was with Teresa and Vlasik, hanging out with her. But I think at one point, I think Teresa was a coach at one point.
Oh, really? No, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah,
I didn't.
I
thought Keisha looked great though. She I hope she can get to Tokyo. I mean, such a quick turnaround time. Just as an aside, I did talk with a 40 plus physique woman winner, April Cusimano, and she got her pro debut after 11-year absence from competing at after she got a pro card, and she wasn't sure how she was going to get to Tokyo either. And I suggested a GoFundMe page, so I'm hoping maybe she'll do that because I think the fans would probably come together and try to hopefully help her, try to get Tokyo. And maybe same with Keisha too. Maybe she could do a GoFundMe page.
Yeah, because we all know that Donna Jones does GoFundMe, and also a church helped me out with her cost of her travels.
Yeah,
that's good. GoFundMe is a hit or miss sometimes. That's the thing about that. I started GoFundMe because I wanted to go to the show, and if it's not anything, it's like where it's like really important, like you're a sick kid or somebody dying. Most times you don't get. I remember a few years ago, when I thought I was going to move out of this apartment that I shared with my mom for nearly 30 years. I thought I needed maybe some little money so I can move. They were probably going to send me to another apartment, but I started GoFundMe. I was lucky enough to get $25 in that GoFundMe, and a couple people donated. Yeah, and
it could have been negative
donated,
25.
Yeah, but here's the thing about GoFundMe. If you ain't know about GoFundMe, it takes a cut.
Oh,
They will take a cut. Yeah, because it's taxed. And that's why I said, people, if you want something, like if you see in my taper, I do have still the GoFundMe account. I might well leave it up till it probably goes out. But I have my PayPal, my Cash App, just if you can direct those directly, because that goes into my account. That's a lot easier than doing GoFundMe. But if you want to donate to my GoFundMe, I'm thinking about maybe next year going to a show. I'm trying to figure out what I got 3 in mind that I would like to go to. Somewhere a little farther west, and one might be a little bit farther up north for me. But I want doing this. I want to do it. Not like also because I want to help Eunice. Because Eunice, we both love Eunice, David. You met her back in 2024 when you at the Triple O, and then I got to meet her in Tampa.
I actually met her at 2023 Olympia before Bad Rap started. Actually, that was the first time I met her, and she's really cool and really cool lady for sure. Should we tell? I thought it was kind of cool. You would ask me to keep your visit, George, secret from Eunice because you wanted to surprise her. So I had to keep that secret for a few weeks, and that was tough for me, man. I was like, oh man. But she was genuinely surprised. She was really pleased to see you.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, when I saw her, I had to do when she came off the stage and I saw her. I did if you ever remember the Color Purple, this is before your time, Alex. It's a movie called Color Purple with Whoopi Goldberg, where she plays Sissy.
I know that.
Sissy had 2 kids.
Steven Spielberg and Whoopi Goldberg. I heard that movie. They made a remake out of it.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Yeah, it's based on the book, but there's a scene at the end of the movie because her 2 children she had with a stepdaddy were adopted by this this preacher and his wife, and they lived in Africa. There's a scene where the children finally come, and the son's like, "Oh my mama, oh my mama," and that's what I did. I said, "Oh my mama." I had to do. I even did when I saw Ashley. I even did my Whoopi Goldberg, Oprah Winfrey. When she was Sophia say, "Miss Ashley, I saw you, and I'm in that house sitting in the rock, and I saw you, Miss Ashley. I knew there was a God. I knew there was a God. I couldn't help myself. I had to do it. Don't put your hand in your face, KL. Stop. I had to do it. Like if I see Jake, if I see Jake, I'm gonna do David and KL. If I see Jake, I'm gonna do. If I get to see him, I'll say this. You see my lives, Alex. If I get to see Jake Wood up front, and close and personal, I'm going to have to do it. It's just it can't be unavoidable. It's in me. I can't let it go. I said,
Hey, how you doing?
Wasn't the Tampa Pros women's bodybuilding revived because of Jake Wood? Isn't that the reason he came back to begin with?
He helped, I think. Yeah.
Yo, Jake, I want that money. I want that gun. I mean, he came, like I said, Tim, these two always work collaborate because he, the Miss International, which was put in as a pro qualifier for women's bodybuilding, is as part of the Chicago Pro. Him and Tim had a good relationship for a long time, And he's still, even though he's not as invested as much as women's bodybuilding like he was in the past, because now he's focused on Olympia. He had to step up, because this is one of the few big shows in that had it. Because the problem was, it's again we talk about it's a money thing. We got some guests here, and I always want to shout out my guests. I know y'all want to say something because y'all been sitting piping. And says, this is from my man. I believe his name is DJ. Says, let's see how many people come on chat as many as they like. It's about Also, he says this. He says, you met Ashley Jones, Sharonica Hinton, 2 Olympian athletes. That's a big deal, George. Yes. Well, there's, like I said, there's other Olympic athletes there too. Susan Graham. Can't forget some other ladies that also Olympia qualified. It's also I got to run into Paula Ranta, who's been Olympian. She was the figure, and now she's going for her first Olympia in physique in a few months. And I talked to her a little bit. She's young, 25 years old. Actually only 5 years old from 25, but the rest of us, 25 was a long way from us.
Yeah, that's pretty young. Oh man, Paula is
I talked to her.
Girl.
Yeah, I talked to her, and she said that she's going to be planning on doing the Texas Pro, which is coming up this weekend. As you know, David gave me some information. He said that Zamabinta, who just also won the Women's Open, division at the Tampa, who won the second time, she's not doing the Tampa Bay, the Texas Pro.
Yeah, she was originally planning on it, but now she said she's focusing on Olympia, which I think makes sense. Probably needs to get ready for Olympia for sure. And I was surprised how many shows Paula's done this year. She won Chicago, and now, but this will be her 6th show, I think. And I think being young,
actually, it's going to be a 7th. He did Ultima Omaha. I think it's going to be Ultima Omaha. I think it's 6. Ultima Omaha. Then she did Imperial, Chicago, Tampa. Yeah,
Tampa.
Right, 6.
Yeah, that's a lot of shows. But I mean, she's young. It's a little easier when you're younger, I think, to do multiple shows like that.
Yeah, but it's still a risk because you got to go through. You have to maintain that look for a while, for at least a whole week, because you're back at peak week again. And that's, even if you're young, we have seen what happens even with the young people. Some people even just as young as her have had did more harm than good to their bodies. We got here from a man, Emmanuel. He shot to him. He says, "Hey George, you look great. Your energy seems great after attending the Tampa show last weekend. Great to hear you had a good time. Appreciate that, brother. Actually, there was a booth. I think Titan Medical had a booth, and I was talking to the lady. She gave me a little energy shot. So it might be stealing my system a bit. I don't know.
No. I was doing boot camp with George. I had him like running around and shit, man. So no, I'm just teasing. No, I did get you.
Oh, Mark! Yes, you Captain. Yeah. But it was,
no,
for me.
You said you had more exercise than usual. Yeah, we were getting you around, and yeah, you were moving around quite a bit.
Yeah, because I get issues with my knees, it's arthritis, one's near bone on bone. I got this carry around, but still I could move when I needed to. I was also helping at the booth, talking to people, getting like one point we had the drawing. And David, you were there to drawing, and he recorded it live. It was pretty good.
Yeah, that was fun.
Okay, we have your comment from DJ says, David gets serious access with those athletes. Yes, as you know, particularly certain athlete he's a fan of, and he was helping her out, driving around a little bit. That is Miss Susan Graham, Susan Matheson, because I think she doesn't go by Graham anymore because she recently got divorced.
That's right. Yeah, Susan Matheson. Yeah, and she traveled from Vegas to compete in Tampa for his first show of the year, and she really made a lot of good improvements. She looked really good. And then and now she's going to Masters Olympia. I'm really excited for her. I think she leaves tomorrow. She went back home to Vegas, and now she's going to Tokyo. So that's a crazy adventure. That's pretty exciting. I just can't.
Safe travels.
Now go ahead, Dave.
Best
I
of
ain't
luck.
gonna cut you off.
Oh no, I just
What?
wanted to say I think it's tough. I think it's tough to do shows back to back, but when the other show is halfway around the world, I mean that's like triply tough. I mean that's really tough, man. So I admire her for doing that. You guys go ahead.
What about to say, Alex?
No, I was just saying, since she's going to be heading over to the Masters, I just want to wish her, safe travels and best of luck.
Yeah.
I appreciate that because it's the list is out, but we have to update it a bit because, as you know, some competitors are not competing this year. As you know, Evie Rain, she is retired. Don Salib, I don't think I don't know if she's going to come back next year or she is officially retired. There's some other people that was on that list. They probably going to update it later today. So because there was some that were added on is because one lady we both interviewed, me, you, and KL, that is Tracy Gile, from Australia, a lovely lady who turned pro last year and then made a pro debut within like a month, and she made the Olympia. Michelle Boswell, who had a pleasure meeting, who won the title last year, 2023. I say last year, and quite some others. As you know, Barbara Mogin was also competing at the Tampa, and she's already qualified for Masters of O because she was on the list. And also, she got qualification at the Toronto Super Show a couple months ago.
Yeah, it's going to be a good show. There are some ladies that can't get visas to get to Japan, or they can't afford to go. So that's the list of qualified athletes is going to be a lot lower. I don't know how much lower, but lower than what you see on the website. I think. I keep interrupting KL.
No, I wanted to. I noticed something that like during the clips, I seen like the audience, and it wasn't that many people there.
At the Masters or at Tampa?
Which one's the Masters?
Yeah, at Tampa. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the pros didn't get that much, unfortunately. The NPC had a ton of people. Man, NPC was like there's literally like a line wrapped around, not outside the building, but inside the building.
But what was the difference? Like, because what the amateurs, the NPC, they like amateurs, and they're the pros. That it sounds a little kind of crazy because they pros and they don't get that much people there. Then the NPC
I know.
is I don't know. It is what it is.
I think the NPC guys get the family coming. That's the big thing, I think.
Yeah. That's one thing. If you have so many people competing different divisions, you're going to have a good number of them are going to be family members and friends. Then because you got to think about it, you're going to have maybe so many different weight classes in like with men's open and women's bodybuilding, they have weight classes. So you have any guys from heavyweights all the way to lightweight. You have women all the way from
I remember that.
middle.
Yeah, that was a thing back then in those contests. I remember that.
Yeah. Only in the amateurs, they did have weight classes in the pros years ago for women's bodybuilding, but they cut that out after a while. And they also had divisions like bikini. And now you also had a lady I talked to earlier. She was a fit model competitor. She was going to make her competing fit model at this show. So you're going to have a lot of numbers, and it was a big crowd because they were doing the amateurs first that morning, and the pros came out later. And it was again, it was still a good lineup. I enjoyed the show. I actually recorded a little. If you go to my YouTube channel, I recorded some little routines. I got I think it was I posted Susan on there, also Zama, and also Lavinia. And Lavinia looked really impressive. I mean,
I had a feeling. Yeah, she was the one with the package. I had a feeling she was actually gonna win. She had the best balance in the V shape, the arms, legs, everything. I had a feeling she was gonna win.
Yeah, she was the favorite, definitely. She looked good.
And right now I'm actually currently to my phone because I was just spending my time going through photo references, finding a good pose of her. I'm actually trying to draw her and Elsa from Frozen as a bodybuilder posing together because I watched the Olympia last year, and I was like, she was posing, and I was hearing a familiar like, is that Let It Go from Frozen? And I was like, oh, this gives me an idea. So I hope she'll like it hope she'll like it.
Which
So, if
athlete?
you don't like,
She competed at the Olympia last year, and during the finals, while she was posing, she chose "Let It Go" from Disney's Frozen, and I was impressed. I never thought I would hear that song, and I thought to myself, hey, maybe this gives me an idea for a new drawing to give her, drawing her and Elsa posing together.
Cool.
You
Awesome.
draw female bodybuilders?
Yeah.
Alex?
Elsa as a bodybuilder. I mean, just for her. I mean, I will never. Disney. I am very well aware Disney has this character integrity. I'm very aware that I'm just only doing this for other people, not for the character in general. We know Elsa's fine the way she is. I'm just doing this for Lavania.
Sure. That's
you know,
cool.
like I said, so you do what you feel like you want to do, and you do it not just for the pleasure for them, also pleasure yourself. You do something because you want to do it because you feel you get pleasure out of it. That's the most important thing. If that other person like it, that's their problem, and you don't have to worry about it. We have here a comment from my man DJ says, shout out to him again. He says, hope Keith gets better. I do, brother. I miss my big brother. Also, we have our dear friend, the lovely OCB Pro figure competitor, Mrs. Nicole Strauss. He says, hey, George. Hey, David. Hey there, Nicole. Also, she
Nice to meet
says,
you, Paul.
hey, Kate. Hey, Alex. She said, hey to you too, Alex. You, the ladies' man.
Guys, again, stop. I'm just being polite. I'm just.
Nah, boy. Come on. We just come have fun here. We're men here. Just have fun, son. You know, we also have a comment here. Shout out to my man DJ. He says, I saw Rachel Daniels with Keisha at the show. It's awesome that Rachel is her coach. Yeah, she looked really good. I mean, was it last time we saw her compete was at the Ultima Classic. She did Pittsburgh, and and we all know who's competing at Pittsburgh. It was for that she kind of get a pro card there. But she's been working with a lot of quite a few competitors.
Rachel looked really good, by the way. Rachel looked big. She looked like a bodybuilder instead of physique.
Yeah. We have here Josh Fipke says, hey, what's going, everyone? What's good, everyone? Hey, Josh, everything's good, brother. Also, it's from my man DJ. He says, I feel like Paul Ranta done too many shows, but she's young. She can handle it, I guess. Yeah. The thing about you can. I remember when I was young, work all day, run all night, and then I bounce back up the next day. But now, if I take 3 or 4 steps, yeah. But
did you
anyway,
see?
Going back to the show, it was impressive.
Wait, George, in the private chat, I sent you a link to the songs for the pro shows. It's like, where are them fans at, man? And that's
I seen it. I seen it. I clicked it while you were talking. While you're talking. Yeah. Oh, cool. But yeah, it's my at my sister's birthday party, they played that, and they had the fans and stuff. They were doing a dance. That's a popular song. Here we got here from man Josh again. Josh says, shout out to Lavinia Barros for winning the Tampa Pro, and also we have here from our man DJ. He says this. Shout out to DJ. He says, you always met you also met Brianna Terry, George, who is Hunter Henderson's friend, supporting her. Yes, I did meet the love of Miss Brianna Terry. Also, she was with her boyfriend Joe Sullivan. It was a cool interview. I think she's a beautiful woman. She got a nice physique. She's mentioning she's doing a show in Mexico, which I just found out about the show from her. It's going to be the couple of weeks after the Olympia.
1 week after the Olympia.
Yeah. So now Physique has a new show. As you know, they did get kicked out of the Daytona show this year and dropped from the Legion Sports Festival. And also, as you know, there's a new show coming up for also women's bodybuilding because our dear friend Mr. Jeremy Remo. I know, shout out to Jeremy. I should have sent him a link, but I know he's busy. Sometimes he'd be tired, but I don't always want to bother him. But he's always working wherever you want to come in because the link is up in the section you want to come in, click it, brother. And he interviewed Brittany. Brittany Parrish. As you know, Brittany is going to make her debut. She was planning on doing Romania. Actually, the original plan was going to be Texas Pro, but we all know they dropped women's bodybuilding from that show.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping, especially with Eunice in the area, bad rap, I'm hoping next year they add women's bodybuilding to the Texas Pro. That would be a show I would love to go to, especially if close to my dear
Fingers
friend.
crossed.
Hmm?
Fingers crossed. Let's hope it happens.
Yeah,
Fingers
fingers
crossed.
crossed.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it is a busy weekend. There's at least 3 shows going on.
Yeah,
You
it's
have
very
the
busy.
Masters out in Japan, and that's going to be like a day ahead of us. It's 14 hours, so when they start, it's going to be probably that Saturday evening when they start their show. While we'll be sleeping that on Saturday evening, their Sunday early Sunday morning. So we're going to miss a good chunk of it. Then the Tupelo in Texas are at the same time. And I talked to Christine Ware because she's going to do 40 plus at that show. 50 plus, do 50 plus. I say do 40. She should do 40 because she has a great physique. You get a chance to meet her and talk to her.
Yeah, Christine is really cool. It's the first time I met her and got a brief
Yeah, she was really nice when I met Eunice for the first time. Oh my God, Eunice was wonderful to talk to. I'm glad I got to chat with her over the years. She's one of the best people I would turn to, for guidance. I'm very happy. It wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah,
she's awesome.
She's a nice woman. I mean, a while back, her mother passed away and kind of hurt my heart because you know how my sister was my mom. She was my woman, and I sent a little gift to Georgia and everything. And when I went down there, so there's some ladies that done English week that never seen gifts before. I got them a little something, and they appreciate that because I was thinking about that because it's something you might need or want or whatever. That's how I feel. Like anytime I do interviews, say, ladies, if anything I can do for you, if it's something just a little bit more than support, I'm happy to offer because it's tough to be a woman in this sport, where it's less opportunities, less chances. Eunice and Bad Rep, they put up about a few bucks for the show. Lavinia, who won women's bodybuilding, now she's going to her third Olympia. This is her third qualification since she turned pro back in 2022. And she got one of the Bad Rep jackets. I know at the Triple O, it was Bad Rep jackets for the women's bodybuilding winner and also the women's figure winner. And I mean, if you look at Lavinia, she's really, has evolved in the last 3 years since she's been a pro.
She's a really amazing. She's such a sweetie too. She's just such a nice, woman. Always super, super sweet.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think she's even 30 yet. Her and Hunter, who were in the top 2, I think just 29. They haven't cracked the 3-0 yet.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, they're not. Wait, how old are they?
29.
Oh my! Wow!
Isn't that crazy? Yeah,
I'm 2 years older than. Oh, wow! I'm more impressed actually.
they've been training since their teens. I think they've been training for quite a while. Oh yeah, those Lavina pictures, like the old school pictures, you don't even recognize her. It's so different.
Yeah, because she's been in the game for quite some time. This is when she's been competing since the good part of the early 2000s. Turned pro back in 2021, I believe. Made her pro debut in 2022. Won a qualification same year, and then won her first Olympia in 2022. And then she got her next qualification that was Romania, and then she was 6th at the Olympia last year, and then she took some time off because she's working with her coach is Amanda Machado's boyfriend Dom. He was there.
Yeah.
Also, he coaches Susan, and she was working with Christina Mendoza as her opposing coach.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, Lavina is amazing. She's such a sweetie too.
Wasn't Christina supposed to compete this year, or did something came up?
She did compete in Chicago. Yeah, but she wasn't very conditioned there, and I know there's talk that she probably will come back again, but we don't know which show yet. I honestly don't know, and I've asked her a couple times. She won't really reveal where she's competing next, or if she's competing again this year. But I hope that Christina does compete again.
Yeah,
Well, Christina, she's kind of.
see. I mean, she was actually pretty good. It was an unexpected win last year when I was during my first time there. She and my buddy Mikhail competed out. I remembered like the finals. I before the post down, I saw these two hugging and I went, "Aw." It really shows how Mikhail and Christina love and respect each other. I really, it's so genuine. I was actually glad I went to see the contest that year. And I'm glad Mikhail's my friend. We keep in touch right now. We're keeping in touch right now.
How's she doing?
Yeah,
'Cause, you know,
Yeah,
she's
did you see
left.
did you see the puppy?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
dog is great. Yeah.
yeah, she named it. To this day she has no idea who this belongs to, and she's like, you know what? Let's keep it. And she already gave him a name, Marshall. It
Nice.
kind of reminds me of my dog Kayla. She was a Labrador as well, but she was a black Labrador. Rest in peace, Kayla.
well, we have any particular. We have mostly mutts. But my sister Mary, she had poodles. Her first poodle was named P Diddy. He died years ago before she passed. That was her first baby. She had quite a few poodles. You know, she had one called Biggie, small, but somebody stole him out of her yard. You know, he was a black lab. You know, I mean, you know, it's good. People love their pets. And like we go back to like Lavinia, still impressive. Christina, she could possibly do Atlanta. That's a
Yeah.
possibility. That would be like you remember last year when she did Tampa, it was, I think, if you remember it, Atlanta was first before Chicago and Tampa
Yeah.
was, and they changed it and pushed it to last. Because you remember Anna Harris won for physique, and she did Chicago next, and Anna's over there in if she is, she might be over there. If she is, because she is qualified for the Masters. Oh, she might be over there now. So if she feel like she needed that more time, was it Chicago was the 16th of July, and Atlanta's going to be the 16th of the 15th or 16th on that Saturday or that Sunday, I believe. So
yeah, it's the week after the Texas Pro and Masters Olympia, and
yeah,
I hope she competes there because I think she could win if she gets a little bit more conditioning. Just like in when she won at Tampa last year, she did look really amazing at Tampa last year. Christina did.
Or there's two other options, as you know. She could go overseas at the end of the month and do the Lena Popa Classic.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's an option for her. And because I could say they don't want to go overseas, but here the thing is, that's you remember. I think we saw Anastasia. I saw Anastasia Ryder. She was at the show because she was there for one of her clients, but she wasn't competing, and she looked really good. And she's talking about doing a show in Germany, in a couple of months. That's September. And there's also, as you know, there's the Grand Prix in Anaheim. And also, as you know, the Rising Phoenix has expanded. It's no longer Rising Phoenix Arizona Pro. It's just the Rising Phoenix, meaning it covers all divisions. And it's no longer the Women's Bodybuilding World Championship. It is now an open show, which means that competitors who are not invited, because they usually have the invites for them, also who are like you had Andrea, Angela, and also Ashley, who were, Ashley got invited because it's her first time, and Andrea and Angela are the top two women's bodybuilding at the Olympia. And you might have maybe a couple ladies here and there who didn't get the qualification at a show. But now it's an open show because they changed, because Jake is kind of focused on the Olympia. He wants to be competitive with the Arnold Classic because Arnold has picked up the prize money, so he has to make some shorts. He has to make some cuts somewhere. So when they opened up the Masters Olympia, they had to cut the car out, cut out the part where they had the prize money for the best video, and also some other things, some other incentives. So this show now is an open show. So Christine lives in Vegas, so Arizona's not too far from her. And same thing we can say about if your girl don't get her qualification in Japan, she can, like, it'd be too soon to jump onto Atlanta. And you have to get stuff together after that little long trip. So a possibility is, most definitely, would have been Well, with because she competed. Remember, she competed at the Legion. She took second that year, but now the Legion is no longer on the table for women's physique. So it has to be for if she wants qualification this year. It has to be either do the Rising Phoenix or try to see if we can make Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't know if she's planning on doing any more shows after the Masters Olympia, but yeah, I'm curious about that. You got to pull her up, George.
I get this is for my man because you know what?
I'm the only one in this chat. Am I the only one realizing that the Rising Phoenix is turning 10 this year?
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, then Jake and his ex-wife, you opened it up. That was the reason why women's bodybuilding started making a comeback after a short absence.
Yeah, because here goes. It actually started. It was the Texas Pro originally. They called it the Texas Pro. That's what year Margie won the title. Because I was talking to somebody about that. You know, the Texas Pro started out women's bodybuilding. Then they moved because women's strength of base operation is in Arizona, and they moved it there. So because that's where the main officer is. So that's why I say what you're going to bring women's bodybuilding back to Texas Pro is fair because that's how Texas Pro started. Even though it was sped up, took up the title for up and Sarah she put up the money for it. But yeah, I mean a lot of people have older, as people like Margie Martin, and both Margie and Hella are Olympic qualified for life because they've been both Rising Phoenix champion. But Margie has retired; she's not competing. Hella's right now she's just recovering after her knee surgery, and I think she's going to take a time off the road a little bit for next year. Alina Popa, she was champion, but she's doing more on the promotion side, and she's the vice president of European affairs. And you have Andrea, who was the 4-time champion, but then Angela won. I was talking to Angela a while back. She's kind of disappointed about it because you got to think about it, $3,000 is a good chunk of change.
Yeah, that was the last year of the big money prize for that show too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to pull up my girl, man.
Give me a moment, yeah. Dang. You be feeling. Can't leave you alone. You got me feeling. Feeling for you. That's an old song, Alex. It was back in the day. Oh yeah, but I don't wanna. Yeah, here she is. She looks really good. I mean, her waist is a lot smaller. I think one problem is her legs do need more thighs. And that thing is, physique is supposed to be a certain particular look. Where this is supposed to be the standard. If you look at someone like Sharonka Hinton, you look at a couple of other ladies in the division, this is supposed to be the standard. The more athletic built, the more smaller waist, the more taper look, the wider shoulders, the wider width in the lats. This should have been a winning physique.
It was a tough competition, though. That's for sure. And yeah, I thought she looked good though. She made improvements and was bigger in a lot of ways. Bigger lats, and her quads were bigger, I think, but still not as big as like a Zama Benta. And she definitely, I thought, improved her back too, as Susan did.
Because she's working with Dom, who is Michelle's boyfriend, and also he's coaching Lavinia, and he's got to be proud of himself. His girlfriend looking pretty good. She got a qualification at Omaha. His other clients are looking good. I think he used to compete, but I don't think he competes anymore. He's focused the coach. And this is what David wants to see.
That's gone viral. I think it's really popular video actually, and it's like them showing off the washboards there. But that was a great video. I like that. I had actually kind of organized that with Taylor. Taylor's on the right, and we had said that'd be cool to do like an abs pose off with Susan, and so we were able to arrange that. So that really worked out good. But man, it's been really popular with the fans.
Dave, you was draining me with these videos, man. I'm like, oh man. Every time I'm scrolling up, I'm like, I'm seeing it. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta take a break.
I got you, man. That one, no, the one right there, that I kind of messed up the cover shot on that one, but that's an interview with her right there that I did. I don't know why it messed up the cover shot so much. I tried to fix it and I couldn't fix it. So, oh well. But yeah, she definitely looked bigger. Her arms are a lot bigger too. Mm-hmm. But I was kind of tongue-tied talking to her.
Well, you know, she's an amazing lady. She's been, like we're talking, she's been competing for 12 years, you know, and you know,
20 years now.
20 years now, right?
She's been
pro about 12, you know, she's been pro about 12.
Yeah, but, that's true. Yeah.
What was she doing before? Like she was always in women's physique?
I think she started in, well, we know when she started back in 2005, they didn't have so many categories.
Yeah.
She might have done figure back then, but she's been doing physique since she turned pro. And then she took a 5-year break from 2017 to 2022 where she did powerlifting. And that's when she got a lot bigger. She put on a lot of size after that. So, and now after that, she started winning shows and stuff. So it kind of changed her physique and stuff. So, but I like her look.
Yeah, she made a return, I think, in 2021, 2022. She was second at the Legion Sports Festival in 2022. She lost to that Julia girl. We have not seen her since she got a qualification for the Olympia. That's been almost 3 years. You know, sometimes it's about time.
Julia's getting married too, or Julia just got married this past weekend.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
She's not training anymore, or at least not currently. But I hope that she'll compete again. She looks amazing.
Yeah, it's like I said, most ladies might take time off, enjoy life, and do what you got to do. The sport's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. But, you know, get it back here. We have a comment from a man, DJ. He says this. He says, you guys seen Missy Trescott on IG. She is looking fantastic, preparing for Tupelo Pro show. Well, you know, Missy's going to make her, you know, figure debut. You know, she's been the multiple-time figure Olympic champion. You know,
fitness.
I'm sorry, fitness. You know, I forget. Fitness figures. It seems like the same, but it's different poses. But Missy's making her debut because, you know, back in 2023, she had a bad accident where doing a stage where she just totally blew out her knee. And, you know, she even came back after recovery. And then she's been kind of sneaking about, you know, I'm going to move over here and do this. And, you know, and she mentioned that she's going to make her debut at Tupelo. And I think maybe that's a good idea because you want a smaller show, even though your physique is somewhat similar to some ladies in figure. You want to see how you do. Like, you know, Shanique Grant made her return last year. She did a show, didn't get a qualification in wellness, and then she did another show, and she did get a qualification in wellness. Process, you know, Missy is one of the top competitors in the sport. You know, she's been in the game for quite some time. Mostly as fitness champion, but now she's moving over to figure. And I think this debate is that could she become the new figure Olympia champion?
I think she's the favorite. Yeah, I think so. Because Sydney, retired, and Missy does look really good. I got to meet her at Olympia last year. She was really nice, and just gorgeous woman. Jeez Louise, beautiful.
Yeah.
How many women you interviewed so far, Dave?
Couple hundred, I think. I can't remember now. Something like that.
Just about as many as I did. Maybe I might have a few more. Because it is a lot to get these ladies on here and talk about themselves and to share their stories. And that's why anytime I get the opportunity, it's a pleasure to talk to you. And then to go to Tampa and to meet some ladies in person, and meet guys like you, David, and meet Alex, a couple other people who follow my social media. and follow my
Mhm.
channel. I appreciate that. There's some ladies that I wasn't sure, I didn't expect to see at this show. One lady that I think Mikael got a pleasure of interview a while back, the lovely Mrs. Don Stanley. Don was there,
Oh, I didn't know that.
and
Oh.
yeah, Don is an amateur competitor. She's friends with Big James. We talk about Big James. She's traveling over in Thailand, back at home, and some other competitors got to my dear friend here, our dear friend Eunice, and her partner JoJo, Bad Rap Ladies, who put up the prize money for women's bodybuilding, the jacket for Lavinia, and also Baba Mojan won for no Baba Mojin,
Yeah.
is it Baba Mojin, Baba Minaj, French Brazilian, but
I
she.
think she's from Brazil. Yeah, she's from Brazil.
Yeah, she's
Mhm.
I know she's for the but Barbara Menage, who I interviewed from France, and it was a great event. They also did some because I had to leave that afternoon because I got to catch my train back. They had also some
Mhm.
exhibition. Dave, you were there. What was it like?
Well, for Saturday,
Yeah,
I didn't actually go to any of the Saturday stuff.
Me either. I'm committed. I work at Amazon on the weekends. I got to do what I have to do.
I I was like I could have gone to Saturday show and I was there at the Hyatt, but I'd already spent enough money. I bought tickets for the Thursday Masters and then the Friday Open for women's bodybuilding, women's physique. That's one thing bugs me a little bit about the Tim Gardner shows, although I think he's a great promoter. But if you wanted to see everything at the show, I think there was like 8 different tickets based on the day of the week and which whether you're going to see NPC and which pro division you're going to see, and it's kind of expensive, and I think it's a little bit beyond the means of some people to pay that much. So I wish there would be like an all day ticket, instead of carving it up into 2 or 3 or 4 tickets for one day. It's just too much, So
yeah.
that's my soapbox,
If we do like this, okay, let's do like this. Okay, I know I got my tickets for if I was just gonna watch the Masters as just regular seats, that was $80.
Mm-hmm.
And if I want to watch VIP, that was $100.
Mm-hmm.
I want to watch the prejudging in the open shows. It was going to be $60 for VIP,
Mm-hmm.
40 for regular seats, and then they
Yeah.
changed when we do the open, do the finals. It's going to be 80 for VIP and 60 just for regular seats. So because I think let me just see how the show ends. I just paid for the prejudging for the open for because we're in bodybuilding, and
Mm-hmm.
that's be the regular seats for the Masters. What could do this, and I know you do a budget deal. And some people would like to see the amateur part. You can sell a
Mm-hmm.
ticket for $200 to cover everything. Call it an all-purpose ticket. And,
Yeah.
$200.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That's
a good
an
I think it would.
all-purpose ticket.
I think it would help draw more people to come too. Yeah.
And then if you want to sit in a particular area, you have to put in an extra $50. You want to do VIP, make it $250.
Yeah.
So you will get your money and then some.
Yeah. Fill more seats. Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I
It's just
want
an
to.
option for people who can afford the all-purpose ticket. Everybody's probably going to buy the other way because they can like save money, but the all-purpose ticket will come out cheaper because you're thinking down. So I want to see in the VIP section. See, and okay, that's that's another $80. Okay, and but that's just for the prejudging. You got to put another 100 for the finals. What? So I just go ahead and pay $200. And if I want to do, if I want to sit in the VIP part, charge me extra 50.
Yeah, I think a package ticket makes sense.
Well,
Don't you? Oh, go ahead, Alex.
I actually was surprised I was able to afford my tickets this year because last year I had to pay in full, but this year the payment site added a new feature, a Klarna app feature, and I actually made a payment plan deal to help me, make monthly payments instead of paying in full. So
Oh,
Lucky
cool.
me, I guess. Lucky me, I guess.
One thing I wanted to mention, George.
Yeah, Klarna. I can't believe they actually added Klarna this time. I was actually surprised. I thought something like this would never happen, but there it is, and I was able to afford with my budget and such.
I just want to mention Alex got some
too.
really good pictures, and he has a post that has pictures with the different athletes. And I was wondering if you could show that because he's got some the pictures of the ladies he's got were really good, and he got some top
Well,
athletes.
I'm doing it from my phone. I don't know how exactly am I supposed to do it from here. I don't
Well,
want to.
here,
If I
here,
access the far, if I access
Good. George
if
can
you
pull it
go
up
to
though, I
Safari
think.
right now,
here, I do is Alex. I can pull it up. That's
Okay,
because
yeah, just
I'm
go
in
to my
control here.
Instagram page. Go to my recent. But I'm surprised. Oh, the one that got the most likes so far, from what I can see, is from David. What I did for David. David couldn't get a good shot with the ladies coming down the stairs for prejudging. So I was like, you know
Oh
what?
yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
I
Yeah.
should. Maybe I should help that. Maybe I should help him out. So we waited and just waited, and then the ladies started coming down, and I started filming. I had to edit out a couple camera shots, and I added a song. I matched the footage together. I picked the Beyonce's "Girls Run the World" because I don't know. I was trying to pick up something that would represent women's bodybuilding. I don't know.
I thought you
And
did a good job
I,
with it.
I
That's
just worked
good.
like I think it worked. I think it was a bigger
Uh-huh.
success than both than you and I didn't realize.
No, I thought it was great. I also there was one where you there was like maybe 10 pictures where you were like posing with the athletes too. That was really good. Like Susan and Barbara and
Oh,
Levy, I
Barbara,
think.
I have never met anyone so sweet like her. She is really sweet.
Yeah. She is. She is, isn't she? I like her a lot. I never met her before, and she's really, really cool.
If I'll be
Yeah.
honest, I think Barbara is kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie.
She is. She's beautiful.
Don't
Yeah.
be, don't be afraid to admit it, boy. Some of these ladies are very attractive. Some
Yeah, I know, but
honestly, there's some.
I always scroll past. But I always keep them. I always scroll past their appearances, and just for the most, I still act like a gentleman. I'm just what I'm trying to say.
I like I said, I act like a gentleman too, but sometimes I act like a whore if I have to. It's just sometimes it's they are particularly sight. I mean, and there's like I said, there's some beautiful ladies. Alex, I'm trying to tap it because I'm on my computer because my how I find you on IG because I have a different IG that I use that I have on my phone.
I'll just try my scrap. It's Alex. Can you write?
Oh, yeah. I can get the link for you too.
Yeah, send the link to me, David. But I will pull up this little ditty, and you know what? I'm dedicated to my man here because you know what? Yeah, I still own for that time when he pushed up on my girth.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, I ordered this one. Yeah, I ordered this one. I do.
I wish you can see which photos I took. Which ones are you looking at right now?
Yeah, you focus. So once I get the link from David, I'll post to you. So we're gonna play this a little bit. I got the opportunity to talk to the lovely Miss Matheson.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that was awesome. Wait, I think I sent you the wrong link. Let me send that again. Sorry. I'm not doing very good.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, folks. This is your man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live in Tampa, folks. I have here a beautiful lady here in front of me. She just did the pre-judging at the Tampa Bay Pro. She is Olympic qualified, both for the Masters and also possibly will be qualified for 2025. We have the lovely IFB Pro, Mrs. Susan Matheson. Welcome, ma'am, and thank you for your time. Yes, Casey. Yeah, it's a great opportunity for me. I'm a cool old country boy and be out here with y'all folks. So, ma'am, you just did prejudging. So, what's your thoughts? How you feeling?
Oh, well, I feel great. My goal here, is have good competition. So getting, in the first call out, maybe top 5 was my ultimate goal. And I think I've accomplished that. I don't know where I stand, but I was in the first call out. And I guess we'll just wait around for the finals at 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Yeah. I mean, it's tough competition. I mean, you impressive lineup, people like Zama Benta.
Yeah.
Wow, I follow her on social media. I'm like, wow. I mean, she won the show last year. And I think she's gonna do Texas, and you're gonna be going to Japan.
Yep. I leave tomorrow back to Las Vegas, and then I get on a plane to Japan on Tuesday.
Yeah, you feel like you cut it close. I mean,
It is, but you just got to do what you got to do. You know, they're not going to postpone it just for me.
Yeah. How you feel like? What do you feel like your chances are? Because I think Caroline Alvarez is going to be there. You know, Evie Rain, she won it 2023, but she's retired. You think you got a good chance at the show?
I mean, I think there's going to be some really good competition there too. So I'm just going to go with the same mentality of, you know, hopefully my first call out, top 5 would be awesome. So, but, you know, I feel like it's really, there's a lot of wild cards in there too. I mean, like there's like Susan from Australia. I don't know if you follow her.
Oh, yeah.
She is amazing.
I mean,
She's made lots of good improvements.
Tracy Guile.
Yeah,
because I interviewed Tracy.
Amazing.
Yeah, I interviewed Tracy. She's she's an amazing lady.
She did the Olympia last year.
Yeah, I mean, she's great physique, she's great potential. I think quite a few other ladies are there.
Yeah.
I know the list is already set because you just added a few more names with this show. Because I'm kind of surprised that this show is still Master Olympic qualification yesterday. Because I thought, I thought the guidelines stopped because like the Olympia, they stopped like 2 weeks before the Olympia. Yeah. But then, it's kind of close still.
I know. I thought that was crazy because I was considering doing the Masters part so I could get qualified for
2027.
But then when it wasn't that, I was like, I'm not gonna. That's too much work to.
Yeah. I mean, it's like because you already get your spot because you were top 5 the last show, and then now you gonna come, and also you did pretty good the last couple of shows. I remember it was you and Natalia Bastrova both at the Optima. And then you did Omaha. It's like a back and forth between y'all two. Like this is like this. It was like America versus Russia. It was a fantasy thing. It's just the American dream, the American all beauty, and the Russian mysterious woman.
Yep.
Yeah. So, ma'am, I appreciate the time you're giving me. I wish you best of luck. I'm going to catch a prejudging later. I'm just here helping my friend Eunice with a bad rap, and just congratulations.
Thank you so much, Joyce.
You're welcome. Like I said, my quote from my man, The Dark Knight, you never have to. So, hey, folks, we have to thank again the lovely Mrs. Masters for coming through and wish her best of luck. This is my always George Page, a.k.a. the Emperor of Female Talk. Don't subscribe. I am out. Thank you. Yeah, she is a great lady, amazing. I know David is a fan of hers. He particularly enjoys spending time with her when he got an opportunity. Because I heard, David, you were her chauffeur. You were drive me home, James.
I did drive around a little bit. I took her to Walmart to get groceries, and took her to the coach's Airbnb where Dom and Amanda were staying. And where else did we go? We went somewhere else. I can't remember now. But the last week was a blur for me. It was exciting to be down there. Oh, I did take her back to another grocery store to get a little bit more food. But yeah, it was really cool to see her again. I was really pleased that she came to Tampa to compete, and definitely, I'm hoping she wins Masters Olympia. I'm praying for her, so we'll see.
Yeah, because I know Caroline Alvarez is going to be there, and it's feeling like I think she took third to Carolina because it was a Brazilian versus Brazilian back in 2023 between Carolina and Evie, and Evie had a amazing physique because she has last year she announced retirement. This other name she mentioned, Tracy Guile. So many other women that are there, but one thing I hope that Carolina doesn't win because the fact is she's been multiple times qualified for the Olympia, but she can't come because of visa issues, and that's what's going on. Some competitors right now during this administration they have blocks of countries that from coming in. Like one example is Heidi Chopin. He is from Iran. He can't come here to compete because there's a block with Iran. Who have visa issues like Anastasia Levanova and also Anastasia Korbalova. They're right now, even though Anastasia Korbalova, she got a qualification at the Romanian Muscle Fest, last year. She won that show. She's been there quite a few times. You can get a pro card there. And because visa issues, because she lives in Romania, but she's from Russia. But we know that a while back, Anastasia Levanova, she married her husband who was a trainer. And he's from Israeli. He's Israeli, so that should be able to say officially she's an Israeli citizen, which give her the right to come here if she wants. But she's not has to qualify for a show because she didn't do the Portugal. So if she has to get a visa, there's only 2 shows that can probably give her qualification for this year outside of the country. That is the new. Actually, it's not the new. It's just changed hands. The Imperial, which now is owned by Dennis James, which is in Germany, and
Mhm.
Yelena Classic.
Yeah, some good shows coming up. It sucks with this visa thing because there's just a lot of good athletes that probably never get to the Olympia. Unfortunately, they might have to retire before they can even get there. And yeah, I think, like I said, I think that's holding back ladies from getting to Tokyo too. They might have problems getting to Japan because of the visas and the stuff. So
Yeah, I think the best bet for some, you still have 2 shows that here in the States. You can do Texas, where you
Mhm.
can, even if you don't win $15,000, as long as you're top 10, you win $1,000. That's a good ticket change. Or the Tupelo, which is not too
Yeah.
far. You know, people like Oksana Price, she could probably do Texas or Tupelo. So other competitors can do that show. I was like, I did a thing when if you look into my All the Way George Page IG story, I did a thing where I announced that when they told me about the whole thing with Zama, I announced it and I put some names under there. And one lady, she reached out to me saying, yeah, she's thinking about it because she wants to take some time. I'm not gonna name that once you get official, you know, if she's gonna be on the list, you know. But some ladies, I put names in there that could possibly do that.
There's actually, the list should be coming out tonight, the Texas Pro and the Tupelo. So that'd be on ifbbpro.com.
Let me take a quick look here because sometimes, you know, I know it's only about 6:30, and let's see.
Yeah, the list might be out by now.
Yeah, it's because, you know, they usually have a deadline. Nope.
No, not yet.
Nope. No, not yet. Not yet. They're probably, like I said, it's going to probably, because usually deadline, I think sometimes like 10 o'clock. But they go ahead and ladies go and put their paperwork. Some ladies already have their contract signed. They just want to be booked and official. But Texas Pro, I mean, you know, it's you know, Sarah Vilgas, she puts up the money, also the trophy for that show. You know, it's a good show. I was hoping this year, most definitely, that women's bodybuilding would be there, but politics and, you know, and all the other stuff that's going around.
Did you pull up Alex's profile? You got to check out some of those pictures. There's some good pictures.
I thought I did. Didn't I put it up a while ago? You were, because I can pull up again. Yeah, because I did pull up his profile and I posted. Let me stick it. You know, give me a second.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot because I was showing my interview with you know, and I just put up here because he's excited, Alex, because that's his girl.
I'm happy with right now. I'm happy with right now is small and furry, and she's sitting right next to me right now. I like to say hi to my little princess, Belle.
Aw, cutie.
Yeah,
She's
my brother's cat. We named her after the character. Oh, there she goes. We named her after the character from Beauty and the Beast, and I'm not joking. When I was at Epcot in February for the Festival of the Arts, I met the voice of Belle herself, Paige O'Hara. I mean, it's like a cast member walked up to me and said, "Hi, hey, do you want to say hi to Paige?" Oh my goodness!
I got kitty cat too.
Oh, what's his or her name?
Liesel.
Lisa?
No, Liesel, like the German name, Liesl. My daughter named her. Pretty cute kitty cat. But she just woke up when you mentioned a cat. She just woke up.
Yeah,
she's a good
I'm
cat.
in the projects. We got cats now.
Belle's a sweet cat too, but she's not much with other people. Like you have to live with her for a long time to get to know her. Believe me, my parents always. I could have sworn she got along with our parents, but no, she acted like she never saw them. So I don't know why.
Yeah, well, I live in the projects. We don't supposed to have pets. So some people are allowed to have pets, but we used to. Well, my mom used to have some fish and some birds. One bird escaped, one bird died. The fish died after a while. You know, there's cats around here, but they're not pets. You know, they sit on the porch or some dogs here and there. So, folks, I did pull up Alex's IG. You want to check out Alex? I'm going to leave the link in the comment section. We want to check him out and support him because he's a young man who's come up ways. My dear friend Eunice put him on his wing. You know, that's her baby bird. She wants to see him fly. We want to see him successful. So here he is, standing here right beside the lovely Mrs. Matheson, you know, doing a little the side chest pose.
That was such a good picture too. I love that picture.
Oh yeah, and I should have mentioned this when it started. I also did I started out making posters for the contest that, this year. I was, as for those who don't know, I studied animation at the School of Visual Arts before the pandemic, and I wanted to be an animator, but things have
Yeah.
gotten very competitive. Well, as you know, it's very competitive, and ever since that terrible strike happened, and they think AI is supposed to be the best way to get everything done, I was like, no, thank you. I'm going to be independent for a while. Call me when you learn to grow up, Hollywood.
Which is
You got-
Isabel Terrell. Look at those things. I remember think of the Three Stooges. Remember when Curly just shines said, like, he just
That's Isabel, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isabel.
this is technically my second time meeting her. I actually first saw her at the Olympia Expo, which was at Orlando, which I really wish it was there this year because this would have been saved. It would have saved me a lot of money to come. Would have saved me a
Oh,
lot of
there's
money. Anyway, yeah,
Mr. Olympia
yeah,
there,
I didn't
Eric.
know she was coming, and I thought this would give me my chance, to say hi to her. I actually remembered her competing back when I was very young. I actually remember she loved dressing up the She-Hulk, and I love that inspirational quote from Walt Disney. I still remember. It's really. I'm glad she.
Yeah. Here is Lavinia coming down the stairs. I think that's
The favor I did for David. I think I did.
Yeah, thank you.
I think I really did a good job. I think this is my most successful yet. I haven't got this many likes in ever. Like, I was
Wow,
like,
that is really good. Yeah.
yeah. Look at there's
Let me
over
drop some likes.
300. I was like, really? I was expecting like a certain amount, but I'm getting very popular all of a sudden.
That's awesome.
There
Yeah, I love that.
is
Yeah, we
Janine
collaborated.
Kowski with her dog Rolo. These are the women from the Open Women's Bodybuilding Division. You have Barbara Mojen. We have here Hunter Henderson coming down. Right
Yeah.
behind her is Rachel
Hunter
Daniels
giving us a
and
thumbs up.
yeah, Keisha Oliver.
Keisha and Rachel were coming by
Oh,
as
there's
well.
Rachel. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's
Oh,
neat.
and my new friend, what was her? Emily. Yeah, Emily from Time Medical. Oh, she's also a pretty sweet lady. She's
the
actually
redhead.
Emily, the redhead. She was one of those spokespeople. She actually, I was born in Long Island, and believe it or not, she was from Long Island too. We were both born in Nassau County.
Oh, cool.
I
So
wish
you
you guys met her. She's really, really sweet. I wish I can get in contact with her and said thank you for helping me feel comfortable at the.
I think another lady who also is from Strong Island like yourself is April here. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I met her. Yeah, Chelsea was talking to her, and I was like, I was just introduced, being casual, saying hi to her, just like, and Chelsea was like, Alex is friends with everybody. I was like,
April was amazing. That's the one who made the debut and won 40 plus Masters.
This was where I first met Chelsea at the time. The music.
Oh yeah, there's Chelsea. Yeah. And
Sherry. And this is where I first met Sherry. She's very sweet. I didn't get a chance to meet Michaela at that. I never got a chance to meet Michaela at that because it was new. I was new at the time. I was very, very shy. I got off. I got off work that night. Yep, it's Andrea. This is where I met Andrea.
Oh yeah, that's George's woman right there.
And
what was this?
I actually, and I guess you'll never guess what I gave her that night.
What?
Her favorite snack.
What was it? I don't know.
Come on, George knows this.
Apple pie? Yep. Apple pie!
Oh, cool.
Who loves apple pie?
It is definitely my favorite.
Yeah, I hope it's still good by then. I have a refrigerator my point
Yeah, I got
it brought too.
it was from my. I got it from. Not to lie, I got this from my local Publix. I don't know how to make pies. I'm sorry, Andrea. I'm sorry, Andrea. If you're watching this, please forgive me.
Probably not. He's probably not. But you know what? That was the year that Eunice met her at the Orlando, because that's the last year they had it in Orlando, 2023. Yeah. The same year, it was right around my birthday. My birthday was, I think, the week after, and she was there, and she got me this issue of Muscle Development. And I love bringing this out because, Alex, this is my pride and joy. It's like often it says my other identity says.
Is that the autograph? Is that the autograph card you mentioned?
Yes.
It's autograph.
I don't have Chelsea. I still have Chelsea's autographed card, but I don't have it with me. As you may, I should have mentioned this too. My brother and I are moving next month, so I spend the whole day doing nothing but going over my things.
Yeah.
Really
We have Kale in back in here. We have some comments here. Shout out to my man DJ, which is I know he's your Damie Jane. It says, so Susan Matheson is Dave's girl. That's cool. Yeah.
Well, she's a good friend.
Yeah.
I do like
Friends,
her.
how many of us have them? And also we have DJ says, Susan's abs shot must be Dave's favorite. We have beautiful abs. I honestly say that. We got here from shout out to this is from Damon Jane. I know that you call him DJ Damon Jane. He says Jessica Reyes Padilla, I think will win the Olympia figure title. Though even though I love Missy Trescott, she's great, but it's debatable at this point. Personally, I don't want Jessica to win. I don't. I'm not a big fan of Jessica Reyes Padilla. I'm honestly from people I've talked to, ladies I've talked to, stuff I've seen, she would, even though she might be in a way the person that they want to, I would prefer Lola Montez.
Yeah, Lola's good too. Yeah.
I think one thing, if she works on certain things, like ladies I talk to, if she works on how she opens herself out and really pull out her body, if you look at her body, she has amazing body, great size, great conditioning. But I personally don't want to see Jessica Reyes Padilla as the Miss Olympia figure champion. I think I don't know. I think if she loses, I think she needs to retire. She's been in the game for a long time. I still again, I'm not a big fan of hers. She has a great physique. She's a attractive lady, but from stuff I hear from people and also some interaction I had of myself personally, I'm not a big fan. Here we have here this is from our man comment. My man Female Bob Inform. He says Susan is a good friend, definitely like her a lot. Also, he says this. He says Susan abs are the best. Shout out to our man Josh Simpson. He says this. Great video acts. Hey, there you go.
Nice. Shout out.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
Yeah, shout out to me and Josh Simpson being here. Josh, been following you for quite some time. But gentlemen, as we know, this was, to my experience, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I don't do this often because, like I said, I live on a modest wages. I get a little thing every month, and I had some money set to the side. The original plan was two things: either to get my car fixed, but I said, fuck that car, and I was paying some money for a new one. And about a month and a half so before that, I was talking to my dear friend Eunice, and she told me she's already got the plan set up to do the booth and show me everything. And then she was reaching out to people to see if they wanted to help, And she reached out to some ladies that she helps and sponsors. And most of them say, well, this or that. Some even return her call. I'm sitting here in my house saying, you know what I'm doing? Sitting here, just working on some stuff, got nothing else to do. Not like, the one person I truly love, I buried her a long time ago. Everybody else got their own lives, doing their own thing. I got free time. So the money I had put together for originally, I took some of it. I bought myself this nice little camera. I got some pictures. I took some pictures and I got some downloaded here. Bought some stuff here, like even had a microphone because when I did my little live with JoJo in Eunice, had them mic'd up. And I said, let me go and check them out. Let me go support them. So I bought a train ticket. When I made a mistake on my train ticket, I should have said round trip. It was one-way ticket, so I had to buy another ticket for a way back. So that was a little bit of money that ate. Bought me some new clothes, just a couple of shirts and a couple pair of pants. And just,
Hey guys, I gotta warn you. I gotta get. So, but I'm glad to see y'all.
All right.
Good to see everybody
All
here.
right.
So,
I appreciate it,
thanks
but
for the
like I said, I know you had to go, so I appreciate it. But
and
we
thanks
are
for
always
the
welcome at the guests.
all the comments from the listeners too. So, but yeah, I'll see y'all later. Good
Dave,
to
it's
see
so
y'all.
great to see you. See you around.
Thank
Keep in
you.
touch.
Yeah. Good to see you too in person finally, both of y'all. Yeah. So appreciate it, man. David, go check his channel, Female Body Forum. The brother, he is blowing up. He is a superstar. I've been doing it for 7 years. He's been doing about good 4 years. He's really blowing up. He has momentum behind him. Like I said, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I might be too hot for some, but I'm just right for most. So anyway, when I made a decision, say, you know what, I told my family, say I'm going out of town, and they were happy for me because they told me how much I did for our mother. They appreciate that. So I had some money I had in my savings. Moving to I remember how Kevin Hart said, check out. I got my savings connected to my check account, and I bought the things that I needed, and I headed out. Good ride to there. A couple of stops on the way. Long way over in Savannah, where I missed my train the first time. Back in when I went to Savannah Pro. A good ride back. Hot down there. I don't know how anybody. Oh, it's so hot. It's so hot. But got the motel room. Took a little rest. Took a little shower. Head on out. Went to the master show. Talked to some of the ladies that I did interviews with that were doing masters. Saw Eunice, and I enjoyed myself. I even had a little side interview with a lady. My name is Miss Sherry Mack, and this was a show she done. Especially she was a cancer survivor. Hoping the future would do an interview, and then helping out in the Bad Rap booth, and then meeting some great people along the way. Meeting Alex and Paul, and finally getting to meet my dude David, and also one of the big highlights for me was getting to meet one Mr. David Lee Roth. Oh, wow. That man is a legend. If you don't know who he is, unless you like me, who was born in the 80s, who used to there used to be a show used to come on. I didn't grow up with I didn't watch MTV. We live in the country. We didn't go for MTV. We have cable. There used to be a show called Friday Night Videos. It would come on late night right after the Letterman show. It was only on Friday nights where they showed music videos from rock to rap to R&B to pop. And they used to show Van Halen. And one of the biggest songs was Jump. They got quite a few others, but Jump crossed over. Because one thing with Eddie Van Halen, the late Eddie Van Halen, who was a lead guitarist of the group, he played a synthesizer. And rock and roll never did synthesizers, mostly in pop and also R&B music. But he was playing a synthesizer, and it crossed over into the urban market. A rock star, like remember Van Halen when Aerosmith and Run DC did "Rock This Way," which was an Aerosmith song, but it was Run DC rapped it, and that was something phenomenal. And really, I got into rock, and then he left, and he went on to do his solo career. And we're talking where he's a big bodybuilding fan. He was sitting there. You see the picture of him sitting in the audience with Derek Lundquist, who I got to meet. He was at the Bad Roof booth. Didn't know the guy was that short. I knew he was short, but that short. I think he was just a little bit taller than Eunice. And he talked that he's been a bodybuilding fan for a long time because his first trainer was the late Kay Baxter. And people, if you remember Kay Baxter back in the day, was the top seller female bodybuilder of the 80s. She even competed at Olympia. Some say she could have won Olympia one year, but that was when they were, I think, pushing someone like Corey Everson more over her. But for me, it was a great event to go there and to help my friend and get this nice little hat. I like to wear it like my NJC put on and to travel someplace different. And even to meet people like the lovely Miss Sherry Mack here, who's a cancer survivor, who she had a beautiful smile. Beautiful body and a beautiful smile. Two things that's amazing about a woman. Also to get to meet quite a few other ladies in the sport of bodybuilding. On my way right here, I got to see Paula Ranton. That's what she told me that she is planning on doing the Texas Pro, and also just the whole event of it. It was just amazing, you know. Here's Alex with my dear friend Eunice as they're standing there flexing, you know, and Eunice to get to meet her and to talk to her, and just it was an event for me, you know, small town country boy like myself, you know, just coming all the way from North Carolina, coming down here, meeting you, Alex, meeting David, and meeting several other people in this event.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
No, brother, you don't owe me, like I said in my quote, you don't owe me no things. Because, you know, you say, hey, you're all the way George Payne. You say, hey, you know me, kid? You know me, son? You know, like, you know, that always the money. I'm thinking about it. But it's like anything. You know, you do something, like I tell my man here, Kale, sometimes you got to get out of your own way. And that's what I did. I got out of my own way. I got out, I couldn't say, you know what, I can't do this. I shouldn't do this. And I did it. I went to this place that I probably would have never went on my own, you know, by myself in years. And I enjoyed myself. I got to meet, you know, some lovely ladies, some legends. I remember Kevin Lavron. He was walking down, you know, because that day they were doing. I think the next day they were going to do him. I think it was that day, that later that evening, because they did it for Ronnie last year. Give him a special award. And I remember Kevin back then when he used to look at the Max Muscle Max. You know, he's kind of like the Pretty Ricky of men's bodybuilding. You know, when he used to have curly hair, he's bald now. And to meet him, and I told him, say, Mr. Laverne, sir, you should have been Mr. Olympia at least 2 times per year. He looked at me and say, yeah, should have been. But it was just such a great event for me. You know, something, like I said again, I just got out of my own way. And I did something totally different than usual. You know, I could have just been sitting here complaining about I ain't doing anything, yada 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 yada. But then I went there, got to meet you, Alex, got to meet Eunice, got to meet JoJo. You know, we were talking a good bit. You know, still a lot of stuff. We're hoping we're planning to have Eunice and JoJo out here, but right now Eunice is still en route back to Texas. We're talking on the you know, and I think because poor JoJo, she was so excited because she thought she was gonna miss David Raw. Y'all had to I think Eunice had to chase him down. So they took pictures with her. And it's just a great event. You know, sometimes, you know, again, you have to get out of your own way, and you can't use your own fears and your own cautions to miss out opportunities when it's there. I wish I had more time. But the problem was I was going to stay till Saturday, leave on Sunday. And then when I made my reservation, they told me the ride back was going to be shut down because the train line would be shut. So I had to leave that Saturday afternoon. And yeah, I said, okay, you know, but you know, I did enjoy myself. I did enjoy meeting you, Alex, and going to the show, and again meeting some special ladies. I mean, especially some of these ladies here too, right here, Sharonica Hitton, who was just, oh my God, in person up close. She is beautiful. I asked her where her girlfriend was at. They were getting ready for a baby shower. I said, "You getting no, it was for a friend," but she's talking about maybe next year it'd be us because you know they're engaged and they want to have a family. Sharonica is a posing coach. She works with Rashada Boswell. And then to meet this one lady here. I saw her earlier in the day. That is Ashley Jones. And I did my Oprah Winfrey from when she saw Sissy after she got out of jail. I couldn't help her to do it. And she laughed and she appreciated me. And you know what? You know, she's that time. She's wearing high heel boots, you know. But it was great to meet her and so many other people. And again, shout out again to Tim Gardner for what he's been doing. You know, we pretty much just about lost women's bodybuilding. He and Jake got together and they scrounged up enough money to cover it, and also you stepped in to cover the other part for the prize money, even giving a jacket to Lavinia. You know, there's Bobby Chick. You know, I'm like a fan of Bobby Chick. I call him Bobby Chick. You know, he's kind of like he should be a mob guy, like, you know, let's bump a chick. So, you know, but it's just something for me, just to do something different than what I'm used to. It was just really a highlight. You can talk now, Alex.
I'm sorry. I'm hilarious. I don't know what to say. I'm trying to get my thoughts together.
Yeah, that's not a problem. You know, it's just, to me, it's just really, it's a great event. It's just, you know, I'm saying I'm planning on maybe in the future going to another show. I can't afford to go show every other, you know, because I forget I live on Social Security. I got bills to pay. I was sure I'm going to be back enough time, so I had to go ahead and write a check for my rent in advance just in case, see if I missed it. And also, I came back and paid some bills. I had to go take care of a layaway I had because, you know, I don't have a car to go back to the next town over. So my sister picked me up. We went to Walmart so I could get a little couple of things and pay the light bill. And then went to the shoe show across the street, pay a lady on my shoe. So I'm going to get my shoes next month because I hope I wouldn't have to be so much, but instead again, they'll say like on the train, it's expensive being on the train. I mean, I got a couple hot dogs, a sandwich, a couple of drinks, and some candy. And you know, I might have was just went here and got myself a full course meal. How much it costs? A little bit cheaper, you know, just to go eat at you know, Ruth Chris just about. But it was just an adventure for me. You know, it's not a job. What I do, it's an adventure. Here we got some comics here. You know,
Yeah, I was trying to pull him up on. I was really trying to get him on. It worked before, but all of a sudden it doesn't work on my end. So can you try it?
See, I get most of the control here because when you on StreamYard, you're in my studio and I do most of the control. Anything, yeah,
I'm
that's not
not
true.
getting those people. It's no surprise. This is my first time doing something like this.
Well, this is the thing is, son.
Call me old school. Huh?
You're not old school. I'm old school, boy. I'm old school.
I
You,
feel
you,
kids, you
yeah,
say
you grew up with, son,
back
you
in
grew up
my
with
day.
the internet.
I'm sorry. Wow, I'm really when I'm starting to sound like an old man.
Now you're not old man yet, son. You still got a good years. You grew up with the internet. I didn't. I had to learn. A lot of stuff I had to learn on the fly. Like when I post my pictures and stuff like that. When I do this, like use this camera, like my cell phone. You know, this is when I started out. It was just I had one cell phone and a laptop. I went through a couple of laptops. You know, this one's my sister's, slightly used. I might think about getting a new one. I got two cell phones and a microphone. You know, it takes time. But you grew up in an area where the technology is more prevalent for you than was for me. We lived in a time we lived that we didn't have an air conditioning. We had a fan in the window. And my older brother got a job and made some real money. He wasn't more about air conditioning for the house, kept us warm. When you had to eat, you know, we didn't have a microwave to eat. If you want to eat, you had to cook on the stove or heat up in the oven. Now we have a microwave. Or I got air fryer, my sister let me, because you know she needed it anymore. You know, it's a process, son. I call you son. It's a southern thing because when somebody older, you know, you either call your son or boy, something like that. It's not nothing. It's just a term of endearment when we say it. You know, it's something that was happened with me, happened to my brothers and sisters. You know, here we got here. Shout out to our man, Josh Simpkins. Shout out to you, Josh. Appreciate you again, brother. He says, "I'm glad you had fun, George. Keep up the good work. Thank you, brother." Also, shout out to my man here, Executive. How was your trip? It was great, brother. I enjoyed myself. My man Executive, he traveled too. He goes all the way to the Philippines. The Philippines. Tell me good. Nah, I'm not going that far. I'm not ready for a plane just yet. But I'm thinking about next year giving me one of those real IDs because train can be a pain. He says, salute George Page and the panel.
Yeah. Yeah, I had
Yeah.
train calls myself on Friday. My train was I came home too late. Really wish they would have, I'm never taking Amtrak ever again. Maybe the bus wasn't so bad after all.
I don't know, but you know, I think with Amtrak, the bathroom's a little bit better going on compared to the bus sometimes. You know, and Amtrak, I've been on Amtrak maybe on my hand times on my hands, kind of these last 2 times, and maybe some when I was a little younger, because you know, sometimes we have to go to, but yeah, it's a thing. You have to get used to it. This is fun, man. Shout out to the Female Body Forum. Shout out to me as always. He says this. Female Body Forum. Hey, Dave. This is from my man. Says Dave. In the future, when you decide to marry Susan Graham, Mathesis. I'm sure we are first to find out. LOL. I'm kidding. Never mind. He
Wow.
laughing. He says,
Wow.
Good to see everyone today. Yeah, appreciate that, brother. We appreciate you.
Good to
Also, he
see you.
says,
Thank you,
I
David.
was I was pleased that Alex came on for the live stream today. He definitely seemed more confident this year at Tampa Bay. There you go. That's a
Well, I
superstar,
learned.
right?
I learned from people I met. Um, I
Mhm.
really
Like
want to
this.
thank you, Dave. Thank you and David. You guys really helped me pull through this year. I really, I'm sometimes it's sometimes hard what to say. I'm on the spectrum. Sometimes it's hard for me to get a job. Try to get my. It's
Your
it's hard.
bearings. Well, the quote, as I said again, is, my favorite quote is from a favorite movie, Batman Begins. When Ra's al Ghul, I am Ra's al Ghul, Damon said, you are young Master Wayne. Beware surroundings, young Master Wayne. Never
Thanks,
give a
everyone.
shield 44 killing below. So,
True
I'm
that.
wearing my black. I'm wearing my back. This is 89. You weren't even born yet when this came out. This is the
Yeah,
Jack Nicholson.
I've seen many of the Batman movies, including the Batman. Wait to see
Yeah.
wait to see what James Gunn has to cook now for his interpretation of the character.
I,
Oh wait, well, and part two, yeah, where's part two? It was supposed to happen. So what? It's a
Well,
mistake.
I think they say they'll try to do like separate universe, like with the Joker movie. I was never a fan of the Joaquin. As you know, I'm
I
more
actually,
fan.
I've seen the first one. Actually, I thought it was a great movie. I didn't see the second one. I heard horror stories about it.
Yeah.
I
As you know, I'm a particular type of criminal. I don't dance or sing. I will entertain you. I make you go
Oh,
out
Heath
with a
Ledger.
smile.
Yeah, God bless his soul. He was one of the best Jokers
He
in film
was. He
history.
just took that character, and Chris Nolan really ran with it. It was sad that it was the reason what caused him to do himself in like that. But he was very great method actor. And that's why I love that version. I mean, I've ladies one of the interviews would say, George, you're good at it. It's not as precise as good as some of us do, but it's something creative. You have to move your mouth around a little bit. You have to slow down your talking. You have to really have that quick voice of doing, I just don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just a dog chasing cars. And something I've been working on for a long time. It's great. Ladies enjoy it. Some of you laugh of it. KL might be talking and say, hey, but it is. This is when you come on here. I want to be informative, also entertaining. Some ladies say, I'm kind of nervous. I was talking with Keisha Alpha. I'm kind of nervous. I tell you walk around on stage half butt naked, so you can't come on and talk to me on a screen. It's not like we're in a room together. It's not like a bunch of people. It's a screen between you and me. But she's a lovely lady. I was talking with her and boyfriend at the bar. They were really cool people. Her parents were there to support her. Congratulations there. I know that's a little girl. I don't know if I could be a dad seeing my little girl walking around butt naked, but hey, he seen when she was naked when she was younger, but it's a different situation. Here is a shout out to my man. The Feel About It for me says, I admire him because I was too shy to speak to the muscle ladies or even attend a BB show when I was his age. Yeah, me, I was a bit shy too, but also I
Who's
could
he
afford
referring to? Me or you, George?
you,
Me?
you, you,
Me?
not me,
Wow.
you.
I'm wow.
He said
That's
your age.
it's,
We ain't David. We just maybe a couple years apart between us. I think David's like about 52, 53, David, and I'm 50. He's talking about your age. You're the young buck. And the thing is, I couldn't afford it because only there was not that many bodybuilding shows. Other than maybe there was back in the day was the missing the Jantana. That's how I went Charlotte. I used to have Charlotte in Virginia. I couldn't afford it. I was working sometimes. I couldn't go out of town. I wasn't that much person for long drives. But when I started, when I started doing this content, I wanted to go to my first bodybuilding show. I wanted originally to go to Norfolk back in 2021, but now it's gone. So I said, you know what? Let me go to Savannah. That's a little closer. And I was blessed that my niece, when I missed my train, my niece lived in Atlanta. I had to ride back, And I wanted to go to Atlanta this year, actually last year, but my car, I was trying to save the money for it, but I said, fuck that cloud hopper. So I'm gonna do this myself. And I can always save money for it. I said, give myself another car. It was good to be with my sister. I appreciate her doing that, but she had it for quite some time. And now I think it's time. She can do whatever she wants with it. It's her car, it's still in her name. This is from a man KL. KL says, had to run. Thanks for having me Nice meeting you, Alex. Thank you, brother.
Nice meeting you too. Glad we got to talk on this chat.
Yeah, KL, he's not so much into bodybuilding. He's more women muscle, but he do content. If you check out his stuff too, you can go check out his channel and see he just interviewed last weekend with a lady who competed at the Pittsburgh at the Teen League show. He has some more interviews coming up this week. He's doing pretty good himself. He's like I said, he's more into women with muscle. He's done interviews with ladies who are session ladies. Some guys who do magazines, stuff like that. He's done more of the fringe stuff. Where me and David were more about the sport. I'm a little bit more broad because David was mostly talking with physique and figure, maybe also women bodybuilders. I've talked with ladies in figure, physique, bikini. I just recently talked to a lady who's been a wellness overall winner. I'm also talking to a lady who is a fit model competitor, and also I do interviews with ladies in MMA, martial arts, and wrestling. My channel is about recognizing women in just about every sport because everybody's going to pay attention to the men bodybuilders and the guys in this, but the women are the ones who really need the attention. They're the ones who put in much time to make a sacrifice. People like Andrea, people like Chelsea, people like Sid, or all these other ladies who take the time to do the sport and have to deal with people. Here we go. He says this. He said this. He says, I said, the beat the meats sessions. Yeah, that's what guys do. Because hey, what you gonna do? Also, he says, I'm channeling my inner balls deep with that last comment.
We're still on this.
Yeah. He's Balls. One of my regulars, pretty good dude. Had not seen him quite some time. I think feel like he had fallen because he was on one KO thing. But dude, you're working guests. But you have to know that some of these ladies can get, you have to be careful with some of these ladies. Some of these women, I just had a lady who a while back did an interview. Baldy was in the comment section. She didn't like his name, so she told me to delete the interview. I said, no, I'm not gonna give you the interview. I'm just put it in private, because I don't. If I don't like it, I'm not. If I don't like it, I will delete it. But if you got a problem with it, I'm not gonna delete it because you asked for it. I've done this before. This is my content. I'm gonna save it. If it's something, one lady I just saw she did some shit, I delete her shit because I don't want to be associated with her. But I'm gonna follow her. I might unblock her. Maybe she did something. But I'm just about my peace of mind and what I'm doing out there and putting out there. You also should be about that. You have something. Just start by baby steps, slowly. It's a process. I was like you when I first started this. I was nervous. I didn't know what to talk to. When I talked to my first lady, was one lady who I really appreciate. She gave me the late Rhonda Lee Charisma, a beautiful lady. Bodybuilder since the 90s. And then she had, she did also some adult stuff and she was into painting and everything like that. And she had gotten, cancer. And she was still talking with me, even when she was going through her therapy and stuff like that. We talking every day. I said a little something to say, hey, here's something. I hope you feel better. But she was just an amazing person. I know another young lady who I interviewed a while back from Australia. My first Australian competitor I interviewed was Kristen Leah. And she passed away a couple years ago. A young lady who I interviewed who I think was my first South African competitor, and she passed away. And I appreciate. I remember even talking to a lady met back in the day by the name of Melissa Coates, who was a bodybuilder back in the day. Her and Ron Lee were good friends. I remember back in the day we were talking. Hope we have her on here and do a story about because after a while she was wrestling. She had issues and medical stuff, and she lost a leg. And we were maybe in process, maybe having her on an interview, maybe some down the road, but then she passed away. And then have legends like Melody Specco, Nancy Lewis, and Sue Price, and still having contact with these ladies. And the ones who I become friendly with, the ones who don't associate with me, I don't give a fuck about them. But the ones who want to fuck with me and stick with me, those are the best ones. Like someday I even remember I fit on a thing with Chelsea a while back. Me, David, about the channel, and Asha Hadley. And she's a beautiful lady. I was talking with Taylor Rocky. If you look at her, she's good friends with Chelsea. They look kind of like sisters, don't you think? Maybe cousins.
Ashley, did you say Asha Hadley or?
No, I'm talking about Taylor Rocky and Chelsea. You ever saw them together?
Chelsea and who? I'm sorry, I'm trying.
Taylor Rocky. She's the blonde who was doing the ab flips with Susan Graham.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they look like they could be because the lips and the eyes and the face. They look like they could be related a bit.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, just look at the details. Sometimes that's one thing. That's how come I recognize David Lee Roth when he was walking down the hall, because I looked at his face, I looked at his details, and I look at, and I say, I recognize that man, and just my mind just clicked. David Lee Roth, Diamond Dave, the first lead singer of Van Halen, and that smile, I just say, that's him. That's him. I just shook his hand, talked to him. News was excited. She got to see him. JoJo had to run down the hall to get to him because she didn't want to miss him. But it was because, and you said, George, I appreciate that you were here. Because you know what? I appreciate you came out here. And me, I think that even when I left after Masters, it took me. I was going to get an Uber. It took me out to eat. We talked. Had good stuff. Me, her, and Mr. Willie. He's a great guy, amazing man. Support his wife, standing by her. They've been together for pretty much over 30 years, and run a business together. He looks in good shape for me his age. I'm jealous. He's better shape than I am. I look like this. I look like a box of junk. But I do this content because I enjoy conversation with people like her and many other ladies I've met, become friendly with, still have friendships with. It's great to meet some of those ladies that I have interviewed with and they just talk with them. For me, it was just a dream. I hope that I might do it next year. I'm thinking about a couple of shows. I'm thinking about if Women's Bodybuilding come to Texas, I will go to Texas. If not, I'm thinking about maybe if they added, not just the Masters, but open also the Tupelo, because Mississippi's not too far from North Carolina. It's a good ways. Or there's a possibility I might try to go to Atlanta because I can stay with my nephew and his girlfriend, because my niece, she lives in Atlanta, but she's thinking about moving to South Carolina. She moved back down close to us. So I can, maybe stay with him for a while and check out the Atlanta Pro. Oh, also, there's another option. I know quite a few ladies do Masters, and I might try to go to Pittsburgh, go up north, and check out the Pittsburgh. This is just something I'm thinking about. And one thing I'm most thinking about doing, if I don't do a train or I don't do a bus, I might go ahead and get my shit together and get a real ID and hit a plane. I remember Keith told me, he said, Joey, we just put something, he said, nah, man, I don't know if I'm ready for it. No, man, because I want you to come to my show. You're going to do Chicago. I said, I don't know, Keith. I don't know. We're ready for a plane yet. I don't know, but you know what? I got to get out of my own way. All right. Well, folks, it was a great event. Congratulations, Bennett. Congratulations to Lavinia Barros. Congratulations to April, who won for women's 40 plus. Congratulations to Keisha Oliver. And also the lady who won for figure, and all the other ladies who won in the divisions and classes, and the gentleman too. It was a great opportunity to be there and meet some beautiful people, beautiful bodies too. Oh my God. There's this one girl, she was she's across from us with the muscle vodka. Her name was Gracie. I talked to her. She had a brother named George. And I talked to her a little bit because I'm hoping to do an interview on the side, but I know she was busy. But she just, whoa, I saw quite a few. One day I saw with friend Janine, and I hope to have her on as an interview. I saw a lot. I mean, I haven't seen that much since I was when I used to work in the strip club, But that's been a long time, son. That's been a long time. That's another story for another day. So, well, young man, I'm not gonna hold you up. And I do appreciate the time you got here. If you're ever interested to come back on, sitting here, learning, talking, we are always welcome for new faces and welcome guests. And maybe we might get some ladies out here too. Because you know what? I got to say, it may not be the 80s, but I'm down with the ladies. Yeah. So, let you go. You have anybody to shout out to?
A shout out. I guess I could give a shout out to those who actually won to Lavanya, who won the Lavanya, who won the Miss the Open show. Women's Bodybuilding Open. Good luck at the Olympia. Everyone else, they worked their heart out. I'm sorry, I'm not good. I'm sometimes not good.
Take a deep breath. Take it slow. Take a deep. This.
But of course, I'd like to thank you, David and Eunice, for helping me build my confidence. I'm happy I was able to join this chat. It's just like you said, I'm just taking my baby steps. So, and who knows? Maybe there might be a place for me out there.
You don't have to. You don't have to make it. You don't have to find a place. Make your own place. Like what I'm doing on YouTube. What I'm talking about is not that popular. No one talks about women bodybuilding. If most things fetish stuff like that. But I do this because like I said again, I started doing this because when my mama passed, when I took my mom, I needed stuff to help me with the stress of the responsibilities of that. I took my mom for 5 years, and it's a lot. Got huge. I was almost 500 pounds at one point. I have a pacemaker. I was still doing what I needed to do. And when she died, I had nothing else. I don't have kids. I don't have a woman. Everybody else in my family grew and had their lives. And I had an empty hole. But then I started doing this content, reaching out, doing interviews. I got a couple interviews coming up. I got one coming up Wednesday. I got one coming up the weekend. I think I got some more coming up. Opportunity to talk to these ladies and hear their stories, and and get to know them, and still to be in contact with some others. Like I said, that you don't want to kill me, I don't worry about. You don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. But doing this is something that gives me a purpose, and you got to find your own way, find your own niche. You don't have to be like David. You don't have to like to be me. You don't have to be like some female body form. You have to be like Claudio from Hardcore Female Body Fan. You don't have to be like Ryan. He wasn't really much of a fan. He just got it because it's the hook for him. Like Ryan from D on the Spot. I interviewed him also. You be who you want to be. You find something that works for you. It's going to take you time. You're going to stumble, you're going to fall. I remember, like, sometimes one lady told me that, George, you talk a little fast because, it's something, I had to really slow myself down, especially when I interview ladies from other countries because, you tell I'm talking a little fast, but I have to slow down sometimes, especially I get excited because I'm getting around these people. It's not like I'm in face to face, but doing this content and learning so much about this. It is like anything. It's like any job. Once you get used to it, if you love, like when I used to work at my job, I took my own horn. I was good at it too, and I appreciate when people recognize that. And that's why I recognize about you. That's what if Eunice recognize about you and David do, I do too. You just got to carve your own way. You don't have to follow the leader. You can be your own leader. And as long as you have people like your mom and daddy support you, you have people like Chelsea who like you. You have, me ladies, sometimes they feel like they have to deal with guys who are a little bit, they have to be kind of, off distance, like off putting with some of these guys sometimes. Even when I was talking to Susan at one point, because, she's kind of, but some of the others are really cool, really nice, really genuine, and love the people that support them.
Right.
So again, I appreciate my man Alex here. Shout out to my man KL, he was here. Shout out to my man David. Shout out to Eunice, Bad Rap, to JoJo. Shout out to Lavinia. Shout out to all the competitors from the show. Can't forget Sharonka Hinton. Can't forget Brianni. Can't forget also get an interview with Tishir Ota, Sherry Mack. Got to talk to quite a few people. The legendary Mr. Kevin Lavereau, Tim Gardner, Bobby Chick. All the people that were there. The lady I met and talked to at the medical, she gave me a shot because gave me a little boost. I think it did me a little better that day. But then I woke up this morning and I was like, I did a lot of walking, brother. I did a lot of walking. But I'm hoping, I promise Eunice, I wear my best. But Eunice, I'm going to tell you this, I'm not a 20% hat guy. I wear in some interviews, not all. I will post it in my IG say, I love you, Eunice. I love your support, but I can't always wear this all day. I just not me. I do appreciate what you did for me, giving this hat. I wear it to the back if I have to. If I wear it to the side, look like her. But I'll wear it, but not all the time. I'm going to be sometimes going to be off. But I do appreciate this. This is a gift from you.
I don't know where I didn't lose. I still have the hat. I just don't know where it is. I think I misput. I didn't lose it. I
somewhere in the house. You know how it is. This is what I learned. When you lose something, you don't think about it. You're going to see it right in front of you. That's how it works sometimes. Like one time I thought I lost my wallet. I forgot to put it into my back sack. Back there, when I left the motel. But, that's one thing. Just sit back, not think about it, not pay attention to it, and then boom. It's right beside you before you know it. Some things, it's a mysterious way that way.
Right.
So, folks, I'd like to thank my guest over here, Alex here, who's been here. Shout out to our man, Dave from about Forum. Great to meet you, brother. Someday I might even meet my man KL the Wanderer. Maybe I might go to New York because he's gone to New York Pro a couple of times. And that's in Teaneck, New Jersey. I got family in Patterson. I might stay with my cousin or something like that. I'll get my own place. I know. I might even go see my father. He's buried up there in Patterson. Before we passed, we as men made our bones as father and son. And some things I think I forgive him for. Some things are not as clearly forgivable, but some things as men we understand. Like again, like this, a woman can never teach a boy to be a man. She can teach him to be an adult, but it takes men to teach a man to be a man. That's what we do for you. We're men here teaching you to be one. Be your own man, stand on your own 2 feet, and do your own thing. But shout out also to my guests here, my man Josh Simpkins. Shout out to my man Execution 23, that's my brother. Shout out to the DJ who is Damon J. Change your name, but I know that. Shout out to Nicole coming through, who's been a guest. Emmanuel L. Anybody who's here, watch this video, live stream, support my channel. Watch, I've got some stuff I got to put out because right now I'm just taking my time, make sure everything's done right. Shout out to my previous guests in the past. Thank you for that. Shout out to ladies who I've met at that event. Some ladies who got to talk to, some ladies I got to sit with and have some nice little conversation, and even got to hug. But again, I wish to maybe do this again. I got shows in mind I want to do. Got to save up a little bit. Next time, really go out. So, brother, thank you again, and wish the best luck to your future.
Thank you.
All right, this man always your page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Thank you again. Appreciate the shot. Shout out to Tim Gardner. Shout out to Tammy Brady Pro. Shout out to everybody here, and thank y'all. So, don't like, subscribe. I'm not the like and God bless. Can't wait to what's going on this weekend. All right. You're welcome. Thank you.